Welcome to Stepdad Success, turning the tide on the way stepdads are seen and show up in the world. We're a new breed of leaders raising leaders. Blood or no blood, we raise them as our own. We're connected, loving, and committed to leading them into the future. If you asked a normal dad, he'd say we're doing the impossible. He'd say, but they're not yours. How do you do it? Yet every day, stepdads around the world are forging the way. That's what we call Stepdad Success. We're leaders raising leaders. And these are our stories. Good morning, stepdads. This is James Klobasser here from Stepdad Success. And today I wanted to talk about flip-flopping. So, we're having a discussion the other day and with a friend of mine, and we were talking about going out for the day and just a couple of different ideas that were coming to mind. Now, we live, as you may know, on the beautiful Sunshine Coast, and there's lots of beach cafes, there's bars, there's little restaurants, and there's all sorts of places that we can eat at, that we can catch up and have a coffee at, that sort of thing. We were discussing what place we were going to go. Do we hit a restaurant? Okay, let's choose a restaurant. And I noticed that I was keen. I was like, okay, let's go to a restaurant. Let's have lunch. Let's sit down. We had another friend joining us, and we're like, okay, let's sit down and have lunch. And one thing I noticed amongst the group as we were messaging around, there's 3, 4, 5 of us now, all messaging around, is that no one wanted to put their hand up and actually choose. Okay? Everyone was flip-flopping. It's like everyone was that fish out of water that didn't want to, dive back into the bucket. Flipping, flopping, going from one side to the other. Everyone's like, well, we could try that restaurant. I've been to that restaurant. That one's pretty good, but I'd like to try this one. But everyone was flip-flopping. No one wanted to be decisive. Okay? Choosing is a magic part of life. And we all get to do it. But what you'll find with amazing leaders is they will choose first, before anyone else. And just like the other day, we were discussing this restaurant, I was like, okay, I'd like to go here. And for me, it wasn't a hard decision. I wanted to go to a certain restaurant. It's a beautiful little place. It's just on the beach. It's got fantastic food, great service. It's a small environment. It's quiet. You can have a nice discussion. And yet everyone else was still flip-flopping amongst the other decisions or the other choices. This doesn't bring about forward movement. We stalled. We went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. 45 minutes later, guess what happened? I put my hand up again and said, let's just go here. Leaders instruct other people what to do as well, especially when you have a room full of flip-floppers. Flip-floppers never make clear, decisive, fast decisions. They turn up, they show up weakly in life. So I wanted to check in on yourself today, and don't hold me as perfect. I've been the flip-flopper before in my life as well, many times. This is a skill that you acquire over time and you practice with every decision you make. To choose first, to choose boldly, to commit to something is a skill that you practice, and a powerful one at that. And it runs across the board in body, being, balance, and business. The flip-floppers of life are the one-dimensional men. They lead in one area. They're great in fitness, but they have no family and friends. They might be great in business. They've built a big business, but they can't hold a relationship down there, and they're overweight. Don't be that guy. Choose boldly. Commit to what your gut feels and state it. There's no need to hide from your choices and what you feel. Actually, being able to openly explain how you feel and share that with others is valuable. Being able to communicate exactly what you want is super powerful. And that's what leaders do. They're able to communicate what they desire. They don't flip-flop. They make a choice, they walk forward, and they test that choice. They commit to it, they go forward. If something goes wrong, they make another choice. They commit to that and they walk forward. Flip-floppers are constantly stepping sideways and walking backwards. So, today's exercise, I want you to go to your journal. Write down the topics or the headings. Body, being, balance, business. And across the board, check into each area and see where you're flip-flopping. What choices do you know you should have made and committed to and walked forward on, and you're not? You're flip-flopping on. You're still sitting on the fence. You're still saying yes, no, maybe. You haven't decided. You're not moving. You're not taking any forward action. Across the board, write down in each area where you're flip-flopping. Maybe it's just in one area. And then the bigger challenge, work out what that choice is. Decide. Be decisive. Give a yes or no. Make a decision today. Write it down and then share that with others and start the push forward. Thanks for listening today. We'll catch you again soon. Would you like to learn more about how stepdads across the globe are joining forces in raising the next generation of leaders? Then head to www.stepdadsuccess.com and grab all the show notes plus a copy of the brand new tactical guide for creating more happiness, health, wealth, and wisdom as a stepdad. And if you liked the podcast, please share it with other stepdads you know and leave us a review on iTunes. Again, that's www.stepdadsuccess.com for all the show notes and tactical guide. Come and join the new breed of stepdads, the growing group of leaders raising leaders.